Hi everyone, welcome to my first video here on YouTube. And for today's video, I'm going to do a speed build in The Sims 4. And this is going to be just a simple, traditional Filipino house. And first of all, I'm sorry because my neighbors are very loud and my cat is very noisy right now because it is mating season. So that's the sound you're about to hear. So I actually took inspiration in a photo that I searched for because I knew that I wanted to build a traditional Filipino house, the one where the stairs are outside, but I didn't know how to structure it. So I searched on Google and I'm just going to insert the picture that I took inspiration from somewhere in here or maybe in the end. We'll see about that. I'm also sorry if you hear wind noises because I don't own a professional mic and I'm just using the mic from my earphones because I'm a broke girl. So right now I'm doing the roof and it's actually a struggle to find like those metal-y looking roofs because the roofs that we Filipino use are made of tin, so it should be metal, and Sims doesn't have that. Now I'm picking out a wallpaper for the exterior, which oh my god, I can't speak, which is also the wallpaper inside because we tend to use wood in traditional houses and not cement. But we do use cement sometimes for the columns of the houses and the corners. And the reason why, oh my god, my voice cracked. The reason why I chose to build this house is because I feel like um, Filipino architecture is not really featured that much in The Sims, and I don't think that there are a lot of Filipino simmers. Although I have seen a few builds that is Filipino inspired, like from Freezer Bunny, and it is actually good because I really wanted to make sure if there were or were not builds that are Filipino style. So yeah, now I'm putting up columns and spandrels because that is actually a staple in Filipino architecture. And I can say that because we used to live in a house with exposed columns and spandrels because we don't really use, I don't know how it's called in English. I'm not gonna talk about that. And I actually expand the house because while I was building, I found out that I will not be able to fit any room except for the living room, the kitchen, and the dining. And if you think there's the ground floor, well, the ground floor is not really for living. It is for the livestock, like the chickens that Filipino father, father, fa- Philippi, Filipino dads take care of. And it is actually an inside joke for Filipinos because we joke, we say that our fathers love the chickens more than the original children because early in the morning they go to their baby chickens and like stroke their feathers and whatever. So yeah, and sometimes the ground floor can also be used for storage. So there's really not it's really not a big deal to put chickens or goats on the ground floor because it doesn't really have a floor. It only has land, so it's okay if the chickens decide to poop in the floor. So right now I'm making the bathroom inside the house. I actually wanted to put the bathroom outside because that's how I grew up with. Our house has a back door leading to the bathroom, which is purposefully disconnected from the house. I don't know why. Maybe because the whole house is made of wood and they can fit in um, a part where there's cement. But I managed to do it anyway in this build again. So and working on the bedroom, and I really wanted to use the same wallpaper all over the house, but I was like, maybe the family living in this house decided that the bedrooms need to be different so that there's, you know, a hint of style instead of all wood. Yes, right now, and you can see that there are a lot of chandeliers, and I actually just leave one, which is in the dining area above the dining table, of course, because we usually just use candles and not like chandeliers. To be honest, we don't even have a chandelier when I was growing up because we already had electricity back then, but right now we're going to pretend that there is no electricity. So I'm putting a candle up on the bathroom, and I moved it to the side where there is cement because I thought to myself that this would probably burn the house someday. And the bathroom is, I guess, the oddest area in the house because we have an odd bathroom. We don't have a shower, we don't have a tub. We also have an oh my god. We also have an odd toilet because we don't use flush. We use our tabo or the pails, and we pour water from the bucket to the toilet using a pail. So now I'm choosing flooring that is like old looking for the bathroom. We don't usually use like those granite floors or like polished marble floors. We just use, tiles and sometimes even cement. But I did not see like a decent looking cement, so I skipped that altogether. And now this is me working on the kitchen. I wanted to put those like brick windows because we actually have that in real life. We put that in the kitchen or in the laundry area or in the bathroom. But I decided to put just a small window, an open window in the bathroom because I don't think anybody would actually, exert effort just to climb the bathroom just to peek at who's inside. So you see, thankfully, Sims has a his headless toilet because if not, I would really just put in the bush from, I don't know where it's from actually. I don't know what pack it's from. So now you see me putting up the bucket, which is not actually a bucket that fills with water in The Sims. It is a bucket that is filled with water balloons, but it's the closest I will get, so set up for that. And it has been a long time actually since I wanted to do this build, and I finally get the courage to build it because I did not think that my laptop, I'm only using a laptop because yet again I am broke. I did not think that my laptop could handle me screen recording it while playing The Sims, and I am sorry if the quality is low because I put it really on low because again I don't want my laptop to crash. Oh my god, why can't I pronounce things? And now you see me using like a stove that doesn't use gas. To be honest, we don't really use stoves before. We cook in what we call the dirty kitchen. It's not actually dirty, but we use just like wood, and we like it's like a furnace or a hearth, but it is higher, not on the floor. But since we don't have any Sims, and I don't want to put a hearth because it's so big and takes up so much space, I just use that that stove that uses wood instead. And I found this sink because I was looking for a sink to put in the kitchen and wanted to put in the bathroom, but decided against it because I don't think that there were sinks in the bathroom before, because even when I was growing up we also didn't have that. So this is just me basically making whatever I remember from my childhood. So I wanted to put that in the kitchen but decided against it again because I found this sink that has a space underneath, which is very realistic because the counters that we used to use here in our house in the Philippines are not really like cabinet looking counters. It's just like a piece of, not a piece, like a cement counter that floats, and the space underneath is where we put our pots, our pans, or even food that the cat cannot steal because it's gonna be a problem. So we usually use curtains to cover like the bottom of the counters because it's not really that, good looking to not cover it. And I put like a table there. It's just like a random table to we usually have like random tables in our houses because we chop wood there, or like we use it as place to put things like grocery, things like that, because fridges do not exist and cupboards do not exist as well. And I see this like thing in jigger and in the miscellaneous decorations, so I put it there too, and I actually find a lot of Filipino looking things from the miscellaneous decorations, so you see me spending a lot of time there. Tried to put the columns but did not look good. Yeah, that's me scrolling through. Actually, this house is also a bit inspired from the Filipino movie Ulan, which is a very, very good movie. It talks a lot about our culture. Not really talk. It shows a lot of our culture, especially the parts where there's the tikbalang, and how the myth of why there are times where it rains but the sun is out. And in our culture, it is usually because a couple of tikbalangs, or like half horse, half man, are getting married, and their love is not allowed. They're not allowed to get married or to love each other. That's why when they get married, the heaven opposes against it, so it rains while there is sunlight to show that the heavens um, do not agree with their decision. And I know it's a bit harsh, but life is not really that easy peasy, and some of us have it harder, and that got deep real quick. So back to my build, I see these cabinets that like have a lot of plates, and we Filipinos are hoarders when it comes to plates or silverwares or like china. In our house right now, again, we have a huge cabinet that contains a lot of plates and glasses and spoons that are not even used, that we don't even use, but we do use it only when there are fiestas or festivals. There are like special occasions like a birthday or even like a death, because after we bury our loved ones that are departed, that have went to wherever they went, we have a small, moment of what we feed the people. It's not like a celebration type of feed, because I don't think you would celebrate your loved one dying, or I don't know, you would, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, back to my build. Stop ranting. So that part where the screen is facing right now is actually the place that is most inspired by the movie Ulan, because the scene where the child asks her grandmother why it is raining while it is sunny, she's actually looking out the windows, and the windows look just like that, and she's standing, I guess, in the sofa, or what we consider sofa before. We don't usually have sofas that are soft. We just have like a wooden sofa with sometimes they have cushions in it and sometimes they don't. And I'm actually looking for that type of sofa. So I found that, but I actually find a chair that is better looking, like more wooden, and has like a cushion that is um, designed with a pattern, and we Filipinos like patterns and flowery patterns, like basic patterns and flowery patterns. So I opted for that rather than having that other sofa. And we also love putting pillows, like throw pillows in our sofas because the wood hurts the back. So yeah. And if you guys are actually interested, please watch the movie Ulan. It is the people who plays the characters there are Carlo Aquino and Nadine Bustre, and I actually thought that they won't have chemistry because that was the first time pairing up in a movie, but they actually do, and you might not know who they are, but it actually worked. So yeah, if you guys are not interested in spending a couple of hours in a movie that you would understand, even just watch the trailer. You just have to search Ulan trailer in YouTube. And Ulan means rain. I mean, translates to rain in English. And the reason why it is entitled Ulan is because whenever something bad happens to like the main character, which is the girl, it rains. And she actually blames the rain for most of her problems. It is a very feel-good movie. It is a romantic fiction movie, and it is a tragic movie, which is probably why I love it. Because I have a taste for tragic movies. And now you see me like putting up lights that we Filipinos would use back then. And I'm gonna rant again about Ulan. So I actually feel like I'm going to use the OST of the movie, which is also entitled Ulan. It is the version that they use in the movie is a different rendition of Ulan, and it is originally played by the band, a Filipino band called the River Maya, which is a very famous band here in the Philippines during the 90s. But this girl Janine actually sings the version that they use in the movie, and it is not like a rock and roll genre anymore. It's like a pop, like I guess it is lighter, and it actually makes you want to dance in the rain. Yeah. So if also you don't want to watch the trailer, you can actually just watch the music video of the song Ulan because it actually shows a few of the scenes there. Nothing that gives away the most important parts of the movie, but like enough to like I guess make you watch. And if you actually decide to watch, you can watch it online. It's in, I don't know if it's in Netflix, but you can just search it. I guess there are a lot of sites that have Ulan. You can pirate it. You can even download it from those sites. So enough about Ulan because I feel like I am not advertising Ulan, although I'm not paid. But Nadine, if Viva, I'm kidding. Already asking for payment during the first video. Yes. Yeah, I'm right. I'm ranting, chattering nonsense again. So right now I'm working actually on the bedroom, as you can see, and I actually paused for a while here because I searched Google for like old Filipino beds, And I actually use that canopy bed, which is right for just right for the look that I am going for, because Filipinos do use canopy beds a long time ago, and but the difference is they actually use dark wood canopy beds. But I use a light one there because the we use like white sheet. If you search right now on Google all the Filipino looking beds, you actually see that all the sheets are white. So when you have your period, you easily know, because there's gonna be your bed's gonna be red, very red. I know that's not actually the purpose, but it could be. And because I did not want any like repeating furniture in the bedroom, I used this other bed, but it has like tall posters. I mean wooden posters on each corner, so I opted for that. And this time I actually use a dark wood because the mattress is a plain mattress without patterns, so I thought this is alright. So see me figuring out how the bedrooms are going to go. I could extend the bedroom, but I did not want them to be so big because we usually don't have that big bedrooms, unless of course you're rich and your traditional Filipino house has a huge bedroom. Right now, I don't actually. I think I am replying to a message. Yeah, I'm back. So this is me putting up. I am only putting like a single bedside table because we don't usually have bedside tables, to be honest. But I need it so that we actually have a source of light, because I'm just going to put a lantern because that's what we usually use. And there we go. And in our dialect, I am actually Bisaya, which is a dialect in the Philippines, obviously. We call that lampara and not lanterns, because obviously, oh my god, I'm not even making sense right now. In Tagalog or Filipino, I don't even remember how you say it in Filipino. Is it lampara as well? I forgot. I forgot, not forget. Okay, grammar. Now, I realized that I actually don't have a center table for the living room. And the reason why I'm putting up a center table is because I put in more candles. And I actually tried looking for like a smaller wooden looking table, but the others are metal-y looking or like glass, and we don't usually use that. And I stumbled upon mirrors, which look very Filipino. So this is just me like again putting everything that I remember we used back then in this house. But personally, if you ask me, I don't really like putting mirrors in the bedroom because it is very creepy looking. So right now I'm looking for a drawer that is not too big, but I put that there. Okay, I actually put a big drawer. Then I see this mirror which makes the room very, I don't know, not spacious, so I have to change how things are put again. I wanted to put it like that, but of course Sims wouldn't let me, so I have to put it in another way, and that actually works, so I fell for that. And now I work on the roofing again. I am not very good at roofing things, so I seem to struggle here. As I've said, I'm not really good at roofing, which is why I actually changed how the roof is put in only in like the bedroom corner. I mean the bedroom's side. I'll change this a little while later. Is that even right? I mean, I'm gonna change that later. What am I saying? You know what? Whatever. And this is me changing it, and I actually think that that looks better than the one I had before that. And I almost forget to put like the roof clippings, but I was like, why is this looking so weird? And so I realized that the rest of the roof clipping are brown and this one is white. So yeah. And in this part I work on the garden because in the reference photo that I'm using, it actually has a lot of plants in the front, which is in this moment in this time I also realized that the side of the house looks really like bald or plain because it doesn't have windows. So I should put windows there later. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Oh yeah, I'm looking for a clothesline to utilize the space under the bedroom because, you know, we would do that. But instead of like posts, we tie it in the walls using nails and a rope. Oh yeah, I already put on the windows. That's nice. I think I'm gonna start working the garden. Yes. And I actually pause here again because I replied to a message. It is an important message, I guess. I mean, it's important to me. And I actually changed the color of it to white because the blue was like too out of place, I guess. Or that's just me. I actually get annoyed in here because in the photo, like the plants are very close together, and in Sims you don't actually get to put them very close together because then it becomes red and you click, it says you can't intersect with this object, blah blah blah. So okay, so I forget doing the plants and just do the ground. I actually struggle in this part because I don't know what to put. But thank God I found these stones that actually look well, and try putting it like everywhere, but it doesn't look as nice, so just left it out and continued like putting the plants. And I arrived to the point. I reach to a certain point, yes, where I just, you know what, I'm just gonna use cheats. So I used the move objects cheat, which I forgot how to type, so you see me struggle remembering that too. But you know, all is well because I am able to make my voice. Excuse me, all is well because I was actually able to remember and use the cheat well. I was actually able to remember and use the cheat. So of course we put planters in there because some houses still have them, but we don't because we're not exactly the type to put them near the window, I guess. And this is the part where I get frustrated. So I mean, there's not that many plants that you could fit and bunch them in a group and fit without it like intersecting each other. So you know, I said to myself, you know what? Let's just do sheets. So I'm trying to remember. My neighbors are arguing again. Sorry if you hear that, but I don't think you could understand that. And if you could, I'm sorry. So now we finally put them in a, like put them together very nicely. Put them close to each other. I actually wanted to put a well, but the well in Sims are like, very big. Like, my God! And I actually saw like that well. That well has like a pink color, and I thought to myself, who in the world is going to have a pink colored well in their house? Maybe if you make a romantic place with pinks and reds, maybe, I guess. It's just me being judgmental. I actually find that like tiny space in the corner where you could put your wood, chopped up wood, and it is actually very nice because right now we still use wood, but we have like a gas stove. We also have like a dirty kitchen where you can barbecue and use wood. So we also have like a similar space where we put our wood, although we don't put them in that orientation. We tie them up in a bunch and stand them up. I also wanted to put trees because why not? So I found this banana tree because bananas can be planted in the Philippines, and we actually have them like around here where I live right now, especially because I live in the province. You see me putting that square area. It is actually an area to wash the clothes because what we usually do when the house is surrounded by land or mud, we we put cement in a tiny area so that you don't get mud when you're washing, you and the clothes that you're washing. And I moved it near the clothesline because, to be honest, I don't want to be carrying a bucket of clothes, but the Sims aren't going to be carrying them. But you know what, I want it to be realistic, so yeah. And I think I actually do the fencing. Yes, I don't fence like the whole perimeter of the house. I only fence like very close to the house because, again, that's just how we do it. Things here. So I actually changed the color because I thought that the color of the fence didn't match the house. Although I used like a dirty white or a dark white type of color, but it is a solid color, so I'm fine with it. I actually looked for the gate that matched this fence, but it was so small. I was like, why in the world would I put a gate that small? I mean, it's almost like not putting a gate in there. So I settled for that gate, although it has glass. You see me zooming in because I was looking if that was glass or not, but it was glass. So I was like, you know what, let's just pretend this is a screen and not a glass. A screen that's nailed to wood. Nice and painting the area where it would be like dark patches of grass rather than green because you would be stepping there. And I think that's about it. That's all I did in this build, and I am sorry for like the extra noise or my voice or me babbling nonsense. This is actually my second shot at recording a voiceover for this video because the first recording was just you would understand whatever I was saying, and I hope that you actually understand this voiceover because then I'm just going to get frustrated and not like decide to upload this. So right now we're going to the screenshots in about a minute. So I hope you enjoyed watching this speed build and I hope you've learned something today. Bye guys. And thanks for watching. Naalala lamang, o bakit hindi?